Hello and welcome to This Week in Campbell Football, brought to you by our friends at Precision Ford. With two-time national champion and former Carolina Panther, head coach of the Fighting Camels, Mike Minter, I'm Chris Hemeyer. We got a great show in store for you today. We will recap Campbell's ESPN debut on national TV against Coastal Carolina on Friday, and we'll also get you ready for another big challenge, Coach, as your guys go up the mountain to take on an App State team that was ranked in the top 25 of the FBS just 1 week ago. Coach, 2 weeks ago we talked about being on ESPNU, a close game against Georgia Southern, how that really elevated the profile of your team. So tell me, being on the ESPN last Friday night, what that did to your team.
Well, I think the first thing is you really want to play better on national TV with that opportunity. But what I would say is that we got a lot of notoriety about who we are as a football program, who is Campbell University, and I think that's the biggest plus from being on national TV. And so, you know, the biggest thing is that it's prepping us for when we get in the playoffs, you know. Because that's where we're going, and now it shows us that you have 4 weeks, and you got to get ready every single day.
Coach, your team put up a big fight, down just 2 scores a couple of times in the second half, including in the fourth quarter. Overall, how would you rate your team's debut against Coastal Carolina on ESPN?
Well, I think the effort and the passion was there. I think guys never quit. I mean, you know, they was fighting for the whole 60 minutes, and that's really what we wanted. You know, for our offense to go down and score 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter really shows what type of team we have, how physical we are, how tough we are. You know, defensively, we just could never get our footing against that offense. I think Chadwell does a great job with his offense. He kept us off balance the whole game, and so we was trying to figure it out. And you know, coming out of halftime, I thought it was really good for our defense to be able to step up and get a stop right there. But our offense go 3 and out. And it was the first 3 and out that we've had all game long. And so what I'm looking for is how do we put it all together, right? So how do we put 60 minutes of the offense playing great, the defense playing great, the special teams playing great? We just kind of have bits and pieces, right? So, you know, offense drive the ball down in the first quarter as soon as we get the ball, and, you know, we throw an interception. Now, they return it back to the 46, but our defense got to come out and make a stand. That's where we have to grow. See, we got to grow in areas like this to be able to be a championship football team. You have to be able to respond to any situation that comes in front of you and be able to take advantage of it. And so, again, defense half stop, offense 3 and out. We throw an interception on offense, defense can't stop them. And then, you know, so we just got to get it all pulled together, man, and not, you know, shoot ourselves in the foot when we don't have to. And you can't do that against great football teams like Coastal Carolina.
Let's take a look at the highlights from Campbell's national TV ESPN debut Friday night against Coastal. Running the ball between the big O-line, C.J. Freeman and Brian Barr. You guys had over 200 yards rushing and got it going here early.
Hey, listen, that's where it's all at, Chris. It's the ability to run the football in this game. And as you can see, Ja right there with a great catch, and I don't know if he was down or not, but they say he was, and just a great job of our offense and Hodge setting its feet and making that happen to throw that football.
The first 2 drives of the game, your offense got into Coastal territory, couldn't push it in. Second quarter now, and there's Brian Barr. That was a tough catch. He's showing his versatility.
Yes, Brian Barr being a high school quarterback and now a running back and can catch the football. And C.J. had a really good game running the football, really tough, and man, just really made it really difficult on these guys.
First score of the game, that's a long way away. 45-yard field goal for Robert Brown.
Bobby Brown, that's what we call him. A new addition right there. Great kick, great execution on the hole in the snap, and way to put it through.
So this is in the second quarter. Your offense really getting to go down the field. Julian Hill, take a look at this catch, Coach.
Listen, Julian Hill has put in work like this constantly and consistently throughout the offseason, and it's paying off.
Barr again showing that he can catch. He did a little bit of everything in high school and showing it now. And then Freeman to the end zone. Coach, this is a two-score game, 21-9 the score at halftime.
Yeah, again, you have a great drive. You go down right before halftime. You get a touchdown, and then we miss the extra point. That's the type of stuff that we got to clean up as a football team, is that the offense is doing a great job of getting it in. Special teams got to go ahead and cap it off.
In the second half, it's the 1-2 punch. Freeman, then Barr, over 200 yards rushing, and all of a sudden it's a two-score game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's a big-time play right there. It's 4th and 2, and you know we're going to run the football, and we just punch it in and make it happen. And now we're in the game. We got an opportunity right here to make some things happen. Of course, it's late in the game. Us not giving up and continue to press and continue to push to get another touchdown on the board. Great job. I thought the offense played pretty solid against a top 15 defense on the FBS level.
You guys are playing the Sun Belt North Division, going through it right now. Probably the best team in the Sun Belt right now, better than Coastal, although I'd love to see that game later on in the season. App State, the big challenge. This is FBS team number 3, 3 straight weeks. These guys were ranked 23rd in the nation a week ago, lost a tough, close game at Marshall. Why are they so difficult to deal with?
Listen, because they do what they do, and they do it very well. They're going to run the football, and the run sets up the play-action passes. It sets up everything, the bootlegs, and all the things they want to do in the passing game. And number 5, the receiver, hey, listen, he can catch anything known to man. You put it up in the air, he's going to catch the football. And that's the type of stuff that we got to deal with and worry about, is not only the run, because they run so well, they got a great offensive line, they got great tight ends that they put into the game to create that extra gap for a defense, and they got 2 great running backs that you have to come to work for 60 minutes to get these people on the ground. And then now they got these receivers, the tall receivers on the outside that, you know, jump balls and they make plays. And so this is what makes them difficult. They've been like this for 8 years. They have not changed over the time that they've been winning on the FCS level, and then also now on the FBS level. This football team, I can see why they was ranked number 23 in the country last week, and I know Marshall is a really good football team too. So for Marshall to go in there, or I should say go into that game and win that game, App State really gave it away. They had 2 or 3 touchdowns. One, he's 1 yard away from the end zone, and then they threw a pick in the red zone. And so, then they was in the red zone again, and there was a turnover on downs. So these guys had the opportunity to win that football game. So it wasn't, as the score would indicate, 17-7. They really gave that game away.
Your team taking on the favorites in the Sun Belt to win the whole thing. What must your team do to compete and try to come away with an upset here?
we better show up, and we better execute on all 3 phases. But that's where we at now. We at that we at that point in our season, that point in our progression as we continue to build this team, that we got to be able to execute for 60 minutes, no matter what's going on, no matter who we playing. Let's do us really, really good. And I think that's the only opportunity we got, is that we have to play at a high level for 60 minutes, and we can't have those moments that teams have that ain't championship teams. You can't have those moments, because App State will blow you out, and it will get ugly really, really quick. And so we have to just show up, execute, and just play Campbell football. If we do that, I think we'll be fine.
Speaking of Campbell football, it will be back against an FBS team. Campbell at App State, high noon, just like the old days when you were playing a rare noon game. It'll be this Saturday up in Boone. You can listen to it on 88.3 FM, links at gocamels.com. It will be shown online at ESPN+. For Campbell head coach Mike Minter, I'm Chris Hemeyer saying so long, and we'll talk to you next week on This Week in Campbell Football.